Hey guys, Keith here with Dad's Two Cents. Welcome to another episode. Today I want to talk about getting older and the benefits of getting older. You didn't think there were any, did you? But there are. There's some, and probably a lot more than what I have here on my list. I started out with 10. But if you've got some, hey, be sure and share them with us here. And so we're going to jump right into these. And these are in no particular order by no means. And these are just benefits for me, that works for me. They may not be a benefit to you, I don't know, but so here are some benefits in my life that I have. So first of all, I'm not concerned about fashion, as you can probably tell. All right, yeah, I don't care. And I'm not saying I ever was, but maybe in my 20s, in my teens, I, might have been a little more, trying to look like my peers or what maybe I'm not saying I was ever a fashion conscious person, but, you want to, try to look cool and try to wear what, your peers are wearing, maybe that kind of thing. So same kind of tennis shoes or boots or whatever. And so, type of shirts or, we had bell-bottom jeans back then, so I don't know how stylish we were, but we thought we looked cool anyway. So, but now I don't care. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to enjoy what I'm wearing, And I don't really try to think too much about, how I look. I mean, I want to look good, I try not to look too sloppy, but again, not too worried about what anybody thinks about what I look like, So just kind of try to enjoy, the clothes I have. I wear a lot of clothes that I've had for many years, and sometimes I realize they're frayed a little bit around the collar, around the sleeve, or something like that, It's like nobody's probably noticing that, and I don't care if they do. So anyway, fashion's out the window when you get older, and maybe you're not that way. My mom is 84, be 84 this year, and she I don't know if she's fashion conscious as far as staying up with the latest trends and things like that, but she's never going to leave the house in jogging pants or pajamas or jeans even. I mean, she's going to dress up, and she's going to that's just the way she is, and she's going to make sure everything is just right. But and that's okay. If you enjoy that, there's nothing wrong with that by no means. But I feel like when you get a little older, you don't really care as much about what people think about you. You're not trying to stay up with the latest fashion typically. So for me, that's a benefit because I don't concern myself with that. But the other thing is I don't have to have the latest and greatest in things. I don't have the newest car or the coolest car or that kind of thing. A lot of times when you're younger, you buy things maybe based on what your friends have or what's cool, what I mean, or what you think is cool, and maybe your friends will be impressed with a Corvette, so if you buy a Corvette, the girls will like it and that kind of thing, and I want a Corvette, but I don't care if the girls like it. I just want one because I want one, and so I haven't driven one in a long time, so I don't know if I like sitting down that low or not, but it's just one of the things. I'm not trying to impress anybody with it. It's just something, it's just what you like. And so I don't try to buy things, and hopefully I didn't do that a lot, but there's probably times where I bought something because my buddy liked it, or some girl I liked it, and so sometimes you buy things whether to impress or because somebody else is into it and you're really not. So as you get a little older, you don't care about that as much. You just enjoy what you enjoy. So so number 3, that was 1 and 2 there. So I wouldn't number them there, but anyway, number 3 is I can flirt now and joke a little more easily, and talk with strangers easily. So that's kind of 3 things, but it kind of all goes together. Just being able to be a little more free with my conversation, and I was very shy growing up, so. For me, with age, it helped me, to come out of my shell a little bit and be able to be a little more open and that kind of thing. For you may be already wide open and have been that way your whole life. My wife, she's passed away now, but she, she was like that. She was like that her whole life, and she never met a stranger kind of thing, and all that. But for me, it's taken a little while to to get to that point, and so age has helped me in that, and so I'm able to flirt with women. Like I say, I'm single now, so I can flirt, and I still a little bit maybe have trouble asking people out, or because of I just don't meet girls except at the restaurant or Walmart or somewhere, and it seems kind of creepy to just walk up to somebody I just met and say, "Hey, you want to go out?" kind of thing. So I I don't do that, but if I felt they were into me or whatever, I wouldn't be afraid to do that. But anyway, I feel more free to approach strangers and just strike up a conversation in a store, and so I do that quite often. And I just try to make people. A buddy of mine, he passed away now, my best friend. I'd ask him what he thought I was good at, and he said making people feel comfortable. And so I was like, really? I was expecting maybe something else, but I've never had anybody tell me that. And so that was probably the best compliment I've ever had. And so I try to do that. I want to make people feel comfortable, and I do that by just being free to talk to them, joke with them, that people that I don't even know. So again, for me, it took age to get to that point. Number 4, I feel like I'm more compassionate, and I'm more kind to people. I don't know if I was maybe just a rude person. I don't feel like I was a rude person, but I'd get my feelings hurt easily, and I pouted a lot, and when things didn't go my way, and I didn't know how to get out of it. It's just like I got into that mode, and then I didn't know what to do. And so sometimes I was not very kind to people at times, my friends and family, when things weren't going my way, because I didn't know how to. Once I got upset about something, I didn't know how to get out of it. It was like I had to be there for a little while, and just I had to keep me overnight kind of thing. It was like in a jail cell or something, and then when I woke up the next morning, maybe I'd be okay, but now I can kind of get over that, and I feel like I just treat people better now. I'm more kind to people, and it helps to be able to be free and be myself and be able to talk, just like in number 3 there, but and just being more compassionate towards people and their concerns and their troubles and problems, and sometimes it's you don't know what to say to people when they're going through things, but just being able to be more compassionate and care about what people are going through and understanding them a little bit better. And I don't have this down, actually. I just thought of this, but also just not being as judgmental. So I think compassion and I think growing up I was a little more judgmental. I just grew up that way, and people around me were judgmental, and so that's what I learned. And so now I'm not as judgmental about what you look like or how you act or what you do or what you I don't care how you vote. I don't care what your religion is. It doesn't matter to me. If I like you, I like you. We're all in this together. We all have different opinions. We all have different ideas, and so being less judgmental, more compassionate, a kinder person. I think hopefully you can get that when you're in your teens and 20s. But for me, it took some time. So anyway, hopefully I'm better at that anyway. I feel like I am. Senior discounts, number 5. Kind of a given there. You get some discounts on some mostly food things, I guess. I don't know if there's any. I'm trying to think if there's any other places I get discounts at. I don't really get discounts too much now because you have to be 60 in most places, and I'll be 60 this year. So McDonald's, I think, is that way, and it used to seem like it was younger, but anyway. I know some of the places are 60, so start saving a little bit of money there. A little perk, not a great thing, but anyway, you grab onto everything you can. It's like, what's the benefits I'm getting here? So that's one of them. Number 6, lots of great stories. As you get older, you have more stories. When you're in your teens and 20s, you don't have as many. But as you get older, you got a lot more stories, and I've got to meet some celebrities. I've got to travel a lot. I used to travel for work, so I've been to almost every state, and so lots of great stories there. And even if you haven't traveled and haven't met a lot of people, it doesn't matter. You still have more stories and more experiences, to share with. And I'm kind of jumping ahead there. I said experiences, but you have more stories to share with, your kids and your friends and family and things like that, because of the experiences you've had. It's just the way it is, and so you have that in your arsenal to share, and so that's pretty cool. So number 6. So that number 7 now is kind of going along with that is, you have more experience. You have more skills, you have more abilities, and that's just the way it is. The older you get, the more you have. If you've been at a job or you've been, I've been playing a guitar this year 50 years. I'm not as great as I'd like to be. I should have practiced more, but I'm still better than I was 50 years ago and 20 years ago and 10 years ago, hopefully. So, like I say, not as great as I'd like to be, but still I have more experience in it. I have a little more ability, more skills. I've applied for a lot of jobs, this past year, and all of them are like, you must have 3 years experience, must have 5 years experience, must have 10 years if it's a management type thing. You have to have 10 years experience in something. So that experience goes along with age. You have to have the age to have the experience and have that many years in. So anyway, you can take that and that's a benefit to getting older. So anyway, more experience, more skills, more abilities. Number 8, you can kind of give advice, and you're an expert in certain areas, and that's because of course the experience you have, and so you're able to maybe give advice to people. I can advise my kids on some things that they've never dealt with before, and I always try to, it's like, just because I've been there and this worked for me doesn't mean it works for you. So, but I can still kind of advise you and say, here's what I would do. I would recommend this because I've dealt with this before. And maybe even in relationships and things like that. Every relationship's different, every person's different, but you could still, I've learned, just like I say, I used to pout, and I used to, go through a bunch of crap years ago, and the way I was, and just that's the way I grew up. That's all I knew how to be, and only way I knew how to be. So learning through experiences and through relationships, and now I know kind of how to handle things a little bit better, and be an expert in certain areas, to be able to advise people. And just like playing the guitar, I'm not an expert as far as, I'm not a pro. I'm not on stage playing with, a big band or anything like that, but I can teach people how to play the guitar. So in that sense, I'm an expert. You're an expert at whatever you do. If you have a hobby or a skill that you've learned years ago, and you've honed that skill, you're an expert in that field. So anyway, so some great things there. And so, all right, now on to number 9. We're rounding down here a little bit. I do what I like. Number 9 is I do what I like instead of doing things because someone wants me to do them. So used to, I wanted to do things I liked, but I sometimes did things because somebody else wanted me to do them, or I thought they did, and so I was trying to, please them. And there's nothing wrong with pleasing people and sacrificing and compromising. That's, especially in a relationship, you're not always going to, your spouse or your partner, your family, your kids, you're not always going to want to do what you want to do, or your friends even. But so you have to compromise there. But just sometimes we do things all the time. It's like we're just trying to fit in with the crowd or that kind of thing. So I do what I like. I do what I enjoy. And, a little more so, I think, than I did maybe when I was younger, and don't worry about what other people think. I'm able to say no to people. If I don't want to do something, I don't really want to do that, and so I'm able to kind of do my own thing and be my own person, and not just do things because somebody else wants to. Number 10, the last one, is I appreciate things more. I appreciate, my bed. I appreciate my home, my heat and air. I appreciate the sunset, the stars, just I appreciate everything. I appreciate my kids. I've always appreciated them, I believe, but I just, feel like even more so. I appreciate my coworkers. I appreciate my job. Don't always like my job, but I appreciate having a job. And so there's, I think I try not to take things for granted as much. Not saying I never do, because we all do. We all tend to do that. But I try to be more grateful, more thankful, and just more aware of, the blessings that I have and everything like that. Just be more appreciative of people and of things. And I'm appreciative of you folks watching this video, and YouTube and everything, and all my subscribers and comments and everything. So be sure and leave me some comments on some things and benefits that you see and getting older, and it helps you. And I'll try to get another video out, like I say, on the negative things of getting older, but we'll twist it around so it's not all negative. It's going to be good stuff. So be sure and watch that one. I'll try to link it at the end when we get that one done. But anyway, I hope you're having a great day. If you could give us a like on this, subscribe to us if you like what we're doing, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Thanks.